host, Jess Hugo, and I am so excited to have you here. I'm an online personal trainer and nutritionist, but honestly, underneath it all, I am just a girl who is struggling, thriving, and surviving somehow all at once. So if this is you, you are not alone. If you want all the juicy tea on what it's like to be a girl navigating her 20s, I'm talking relationships, health, fitness, social life, work, and everything in between, then you're in the right place.
What the helly? I have lost 3.5 kilos of fat in 10 weeks, which actually feels insane to say out loud, only because I've almost been not gatekeeping, but gatekeeping this whole thing, only because I haven't told you guys about it. I've just been busy living my life in this time, and now I'm like, okay, I need to tell the girls what's been going on. So the last 10 weeks has looked like me locking the fuck in, 3.5 kilos down, but also living my life. In this time, I road tripped to Melbourne for a week. I had my birthday. I went to Newcastle in the time. I also had a couple of like social events and things going on, some collaborations going on. Like I have been out a lot. I've eaten out a lot, to be honest. And I almost felt in that phase like, oh my God, I think I'm not going to be able to have a successful deficit because I've had so many commitments going on and I've got so much stuff going on, and I just like don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Like I just have had, as I said, so many commitments going on. But there's something I did this time differently to every other time that really just helped me really zone in on what I wanted to do. And a really honorable mention would be I came back from Melbourne 1 kilo down and a fuck ton leaner, like so lean. And I was almost kind of shocked. So like I didn't give up my social life, lost 3.5 kilos. It's only been 10 weeks. And also let's not forget, like I am at a smaller body weight. I'm really trying to lose fat. So this was all fat, 3.5 kilos of fat. And weight loss for me is a bit slower. I'm also very short. I'm a very small, short human. So that might seem slow to some. If you are on a weight loss journey at the moment and you know you have a little bit more to lose, you probably would have lost quicker in that time. But 3.5 kilos in 10 weeks is really, really good. But at the end of the day, it just did not once feel like I was on a diet. I just feel like it's been the most easiest, relaxed fat loss phase I've had. I feel like I'm in the nitty gritty at the moment though. Like I've been feeling definitely a bit more hungry, more like lethargic, headachy and things like that. So I'm thinking I might wrap it up soon, just depending how the next few weeks go, because I'm definitely feeling it at this point. But honestly, the last 10 weeks have been really, really good. And I was like, okay, what is the thing that has changed? I didn't make it my whole personality. As I said, half of you probably wouldn't even know about it at all. I just really built it into my everyday life and was like, okay, I'm just going in with the intention of being 1% better, ticking off and doing the things I said I'd do, showing up consistently, repeat. If you follow me on Instagram, every single week you see me doing pull-ups. Every single week you see me doing kickbacks. Like I have been showing up and doing all of the work without any gratification. And I think that's what a lot of us get stuck in. We want everyone to hype us up in the background. We want everyone to hold our hand. And sometimes that feels good, but there has to be a time and a point where you actually take responsibility for it and be like, I am not putting in all the effort and energy I could. Instead of going home and doing my workout, I'm sitting in bed, which is always a toxic, bad behavior to do. And I'm getting stuck in this scroll hole. Then I don't get up. Then I don't do my workout. Like I am letting things slip. Where can I meet myself where I'm at? Where can I go and do things I said I was going to do? And the reason I've kind of kept so quiet and almost like private about this is because I just didn't want to be like having anyone comparing to me, or there any competitiveness in it, any pressures around it, or anyone to think, oh, like she's dieting, I need to diet, or anything like that, just because like everyone is through different ebbs and flows. And this is also why I'm not going to share obviously the exact number, because again, it's so case dependent, height, weight, age, activity levels, like there's so many things that go into it. But like I'm almost like seasoned in this shit. Like I have lost 20 kilos before. I've trained hundreds of women to lose weight before. Why do I butcher like serious like sentences? Like there's something wrong with me. But this time it just felt so different because I wasn't really chasing a particular number, a particular outcome, even a particular feeling. I love leaning into the feeling. Like if you've ever spoken to me about this stuff before, I'm like, how do you want to fucking feel? I was like, I think at the end of the day, I just want to be a little bit leaner, a little bit flat, more stomach vibes, you know? Flat, more stomach, good English, flatter stomach vibes, you know? So what I did was, let's just strip it back. I have been strength training 4 days a week. I already was doing that, but there were times where like on Fridays, I'll have like 7 clients back to back. By the end of that, I'm a little bit fried, to be honest. And then I obviously don't want to train. Sue me, lock me up. I don't want to train. So then I wouldn't. And then if that week maybe something didn't go to plan and I didn't get another day in or whatever, then that Friday I needed to be doing a workout, and then I wasn't doing that workout because it didn't feel good and I didn't want to do it. So then that's where the 1%ers were dropping. Or like maybe I would potentially get 8,000 steps instead of 10,000. I'd be like, oh, like that's still good. No, we need to get 10,000. That is what the goal is. So it's like, where was I dropping those things? That is what I wasn't allowing in. So I did 4 strength sessions a week. I did 10,000 steps a day, and I was trying really hard to tick them off early in the day. So I've really stuck to training first thing in the morning, walking first thing in the morning, like getting it done, not getting all my steps in that walk necessarily, but getting a big chunk of it done so I could just get straight into work, and then obviously have intentional time with my lunch and being really intentional about that. So like I used to try to do lunch and work at the same time. And then when you're in a deficit, you need to be really intentional and be like actually chewing your food and actually like spending some time to weigh it and not just throw it together and stuff like that. So I've actually been putting my phone away, closing my laptop, weighing out my food, creating it, sitting sometimes outside and like intentionally eating it and not really being on my phone, or even listening to a podcast. And sometimes even I'll take it into the back and I'll sit in the sun, and sometimes I'll read a book, and I'm just being really intentional where I can. And I know not everyone has that luxury of being able to like be at home and all of the things, but where can you like take your lunch break outside instead of sitting in the staff room? Where can you prep your meals in advance and not scroll TikTok while you're eating your meals? Or you know what I mean? Like there is still a way, whether you work from home or not, there's still a way. So don't sit in this and be like, well, I can't do that because I work at office. Like, okay, there's always a way. Trust me, I used to work 2 jobs and take my food across the jobs. I would on Fridays not be home from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. at all. I'd be out that whole entire day. To the point that my mom literally was like, you are working too much. Like you're going to burn out. You're going to do all the things. And I did all those things. I was feeling fucked by the end of all that. But anyway, I used to pack my food and I would stress if I didn't have it. One time my partner literally drove to my work to give me my food because I forgot my shitty dry stir fry meal prep. Yep. Anyway, so that's what I've been going into with the intentions. If I get more steps, I do them. I used to be like, oh, I've got my steps, like watch off, done for the day. No, keep your watch on. Keep doing your steps, keep walking around, because if you have the energy to do so, like why not? And I'm not saying do a whole nother workout and stuff like that, but like sometimes like if I'm like just chatting on the phone, I just go outside and start walking around the driveway and stuff like that. And I know it sounds insane, but like next minute I've got like an extra couple thousand steps, and it just pushes you that 1% further. So I was just seeing where I could do a little bit more and where I could go that 100% further. Focusing on protein as well. So as I said, really making sure I had structured meals, really intentional with the meals and balance in it. High protein, good amount of carbs, good amount of fats, every single meal. Being super intentional with that. No more like little snacks here and there and not actually committing to the proper meal. No more not having enough like a balance in all of the meals. Like I'm making sure I have every single micronutrient and macro in there properly, appropriately balanced, so that I actually could feel good from it. And in the back end of that, like having enough fiber and things as well, because I wanted to make sure everything felt good. Never waited to feel motivated. Just trust me. I did not wake up every day like, I can't wait to walk. What's really good is like getting friends to go for walks with and stuff if you can. And like, obviously I did that once a week, once a fortnight, all of the things, but it's just like getting out there, but changing it up if you don't want to. Like some days I'm like, I do not want to drive and go on a walk. We know, if you're a long time listener, we don't walk in our fucking street. So sometimes it's like getting on the walking pad. As I said, walking around the driveway, like hanging around with my dog, throwing the ball with her and stuff like that. Just little random things that add up when things aren't feeling good. Because when you're like, I'm going to go for a walk at this location every single day, like that's going to get so boring so quickly, and you're not going to want to do that really, really quickly. So just keeping that in mind as well. And I stopped thinking, oh my God, I fucked everything up. Now I'm just going to keep going. I'll restart on Monday. Not that I like tend to restart on Monday anymore. Obviously I did that before, but I was like, it's so easy to like on the weekend have freedom and then just keep eating when you're not hungry and just kind of letting that stem out of control, which is okay when you're in a maintenance phase to have more of those like treats and stuff like that in there, and you can eat more of that, like a bigger quantity of that. But it gets really hard if you're not being conscious and aware. And we just pick. I was talking to one of my girls about this. It's so easy when you're just socializing not my knee. We are just socializing and there's like food in front of you. You're kind of talking, not really like paying attention, and you're just kind of picking. And next minute, you know, you've eaten like 500 calories of snacks in one sitting. Subconsciously, you were like not even kind of thinking about it. You weren't even watching, and you just kind of like don't even recognize that you've just eaten food. And so you probably still feel hungry. Crazy. So, as I said, I went to Melbourne, had my birthday, all of the things. I didn't make Melbourne this super deep thing. I didn't take protein powder. I took a couple of fiber boost bars because my partner bought me 4 boxes of the Lamington, which I love the Lamington. They are so good. The fiber boosts in Lamington are my absolute favorite right now. My partner bought me 4 boxes and there's 24 in each box. So I took a few of them because I have an excess supply. And that was kind of it in the protein range. I took a couple of like lollies and things, but like nothing crazy. Didn't know what we were going to eat. I just didn't want to like control all of that. I feel like when you make it this whole thing and you hype it up, it actually is harder to stick to than it needs to be. So I really just thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to take food scales. I'm not going to take protein powder. I'm going to take a few protein bars because I have a lot. I'm going to take some snacks, obviously, for the road, some cheese, crackers, whatever, but I'm not going to make it that crazy. And I think that was truly like the pivotal point of just going in with intention. No tracking, thinking what makes me feel good, what fuels my body. And I feel like that was like the best way to go about it, to be honest, because when we put all this pressure on us, as soon as it comes undone, like when we create a timeline in our head essentially, and that timeline goes off track, or that kind of idea goes off track, as soon as that happens, we fall off. And it's the same with food. As soon as we decide we're going to have to eat this for lunch, and then maybe something changes for lunch, then we're like, oh, fuck it, it's too fucking hard, you know what I mean? You get so angry at yourself and it becomes this whole thing. So it's like pressure kills consistency, taking that pressure off and just realizing that there can be balance in all of it. And that self-trust is a major missing piece. Trust in yourself that if you have done the work to learn how to track, you can have moments that are untracked. You can live untracked, especially if you're just going away for a week. Like, I don't want you to think, oh, I need to track when I'm away and I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, I just want you to think, I'm just going to do my absolute best. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep, you know, keeping up with my healthy habits, but that's kind of it. And it's like, I used to think I couldn't have success in my weight loss, especially with PCOS and stuff, unless I said no to everything. But like, I said yes to these trips. I went out for dinners. I had birthday cake, and it actually helped me stay more consistent, if anything, to be honest. So what can we like actually implement right now? If I had to boil it down, of like what made the difference, it was the pressure, right? So where are you putting too much pressure on yourself in the day-to-day? Where are you letting small things slip that you could quite easily do? Like walking daily, hitting protein, doing your sessions, like not spiraling after eating out. Like, what is that little thing that you can implement today? And how can you act like the version of yourself that already has it? Because that was the thing. I just needed some little tweaks. There wasn't that much to change, just some little tweaks, and obviously nutrition tweaks. And then that helped me kind of like become the version I wanted to be, and I kept chipping away in the background. You need to show up as the girl you want to be. You want to be the trendy girl with the cutest fashion. You need to start wearing those fashion pieces and showing up how you want it to be. And it might not be the most expensive designer thing for now, right? But you might just have like a little cute fit from Cotton On that looks that cute and looks like it could be really expensive, right? So it's like meeting yourself where you're at, starting where you're at. And not obsessing over the number. It's not even about the number for me. Like 3.5 kilos of fat later, but it's really not about the number. It was just about looking really snatched in the tight clothes, like really loving how I looked, not like kind of catching myself and be like, oh, why do I look really bloated right now? I wasn't bloated. It was just body fat. Let's be real. But like just really making it about like that feeling around all of the things. But if you're listening to this right now and you're like, I need to know all her secrets, beyond the fact that I literally just told you my routine a little bit. I need to know all her secrets. I need to know her routines, all of the things. I did actually get a DM the other day requesting me to post my full leg day, my full upper body day. She was like gassing me up. She was like, I want to look like you. I was like, oh, girl. But I will post my routine because I know you girls love it. That is like not even lying, that's my highest compliment I get from clients. They love my routines, they love my workouts and programs, they love the way I train and program. So I have clients that have stayed with me for years because they love the way I do it, and I'm not just gassing myself up to like say come in my world, but genuinely like I know I make it really, really fun, and that's the whole thing. Make your routine really fun, make it this thing that's easy to stick to, that you enjoy doing, that doesn't feel really hard, that even on your worst day you're excited to get in the gym to do it and things like that. But on that note, if you are listening to this and you're like, fuck, tell me more, help me more, I've seen the workout videos, I've binged the podcast, I know everything, but I can't do it for myself, this is literally exactly what I do in Toned and Trendy. So just shoot me a DM, say you came from the podcast, and we can start creating your dream toned body. This makes me really excited, girl. I'm excited for you. I hope did I cover everything I wanted to? I feel like I did. Was I supposed to go deeper? I'm having a crisis that I've like held out on you girls because I've got through this so quickly somehow. No, I feel like I've told you everything. Yeah, honestly, like I think that's everything. I just always, when you're going to restaurants, like making that decision of protein first, making sure those foods make you feel good. Like on my birthday, I really want a Brazilian barbecue. There's none local to me. We literally had to go to like the Inner West to get them. I think the Inner West. Yeah. And yum, slay. And that's Brazilian barbecue is literally like meat and a bread bowl. And I was like, this is me done. This is all I wanted. But then for dinner, I had like pad thai, which is literally just like, so there is beef in it and stuff, but it was like very like sodium heavy, right? It's just like enjoying those moments, making intentional decisions, making sure you have protein. Sometimes I'll get a carbonara, but I'll add chicken so that I can still get protein and things like that. So just being really, really intentional of all of those things. But I think that's all from me. I'm not going to waste your time. So let me know if you have any questions from the back end of it, because now I feel like I've held out on you girls because I got through this so quick. I don't actually know. But thank you all for being here. Rate the podcast 5 stars. Let me know in the DMs any questions. I'll link my Instagram below so you can just click it and come right in. That is all from me, and I'll chat to you all in the next one. Mwah. That's a wrap on another episode of Navigating Your 20s. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time to listen. If you enjoyed the conversation, vibes, and got something out of today, please feel free to send me a DM with any key takeaways and feedback, or share on your socials and tag me so we can connect. If you liked today's episode and you're wanting more from me, you can find me on all socials at success.withjess.